Good evening, everyone. I, Dr. Nilakshi Jain, on behalf of Shine Anchor Kachi Engineering College, Mumbai, India, welcomes you all in a hybrid webinar series, Innovative and Emerging Technology in Field of Research. This international webinar series is hosted with 25 plus and national and international collaborators. SAKEC Research Cell slogan, me becomes we, and together to build a strong nation. Moving towards the SAKEC vision, we are proud to announce that we have collaborated and signed MOU with the University of North America to inaugurate the session. Someone has said that if your action inspire others to dream more, learn more, and do more, and become more, you are a true leader. Then I'm pleased to introduce to our SAKEC leader, Principal Dr. Bhavesh Patel, sir. Sir, I request you to please come forward and inaugurate the session with your kind words.
Thank you, Dr. Nilakshi. Very happy evening to all of you. I don't know what is the timing in US. So whatever the timing is there, a very happy timing. As Dr. Nilakshi said that it is a pandemic time and we are running a webinar series on innovative and emerging technology in the field of research. And today we have a great speakers, Ms.Jill Martin, Ms.Culver Fortna, and Mr.Kirit Udeshi, who will be speaking on education opportunities in USA and applied learning in USA. Although the students are very keen and the first preference they try is the country everybody prefers to get into USA, and majority of our students at SAKEC are educated in US for the post-graduation studies and the doctoral studies, research, and they are working at a very good position in multinational companies in USA itself after completing their higher education. So this is the right time where students are sitting at home doing different preparations and planning to study ahead. They will have a good opportunity to learn from the experts that how they can plan their education and the career ahead. So this will definitely help. And I think before we move further, I must thank all the presenters today, specifically Ms. Jill Martin, Ms. Culver, and Mr.Kirit Udeshi, who was a stepping stone in bringing the Shine Anchor Kachi Engineering College and the North America University to bring it together on this platform. And this series has helped a lot to the students. In fact, while going through this series, I've been receiving feedback that students want to carry forward the work. It is a very good news that, and this work carrying forward will lead to the higher education at an appropriate place in North America University, where the students look at the avenue for a great education. And I was just going through the video, it is really amazing. And as Nilakshi has already discussed, I think the faculty and student exchange programs will definitely help to all of us. And it is needed in today's time because the world has, with the innovation and with the technology, the world has become so small that now the geographical distance has almost reduced to zero. And with this pandemic time, the more and more online activity is demonstrating and showing practicality that how the work can go on irrespective of any geographical distance. So definitely I look forward for more and more collaborative work, education, research, innovation, and everything. So I congratulate the research team of our college who has given a thought and executed successfully of having establishing this webinar series, which has helped not only our students but other students also in understanding what are the new technologies, and now today they will learn about the educational opportunities in USA. And also I thank all the speakers and specifically Mr. Kirit Udeshi, who has worked hard to bring in all the speakers and making tie-up with the University of North America, and the speakers from North America who have been really fabulous orator and the people, students and faculties of my institution, even I, including I myself, unfortunately, I could not join for 2 to 3 earlier sessions because of some other prior engagements. But I have also, whatever sessions I have attended so far, I loved listening that, and it is definitely throwing a light into the darkness where students will really learn something new and try to implement it. So thank you very much. And without taking more time, I think better to give more and more time to the speakers and keep continuing learning in this pandemic time. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Today, as a research coordinator, I am really feeling proud that in this webinar, we have the very esteemed speaker, Ms.Jill Martin, the President of University of North America. But, I'm so sorry, ma'am. My coordinators will kill me if I will start the session and I will introduce you on this platform. They were so mesmerized with your profile that, ma'am, I really want to call my webinar coordinator to introduce to you and to take the session further. Shwetambari Pawar, webinar coordinator, assistant professor, Shayan Anchor, Kutch Engineering College. Please take the session ahead. I am here only if anything is needed. Please.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Now, without wasting any time, I would quickly like to introduce our speaker, Ms. Jill Martin. So, Ms. Jill Martin has been involved in various educational and business endeavors throughout her career. As a media professional, she has an extensive experience in various media outlets, including newspaper, radio, and TV. Her programs received multiple honors and awards. Her dedication to education is recognized in the community. In 2017, she received an Excellence in Leadership Award from the Colombian American Chamber of Commerce. She received the Top 100 Minority Business Enterprise Award from the Capital Region Minority Supplier Development Council in the year 2017 and 2018. She is named a Women of Leadership and Excellence by the Women Leadership Magazine USA in 2018. Now, I would like to hand over to you, ma'am. Ma'am, you're on mute.
Thank you so much for your kind introduction, and it's really my great honor to be here with you guys. From my screen, I'm not able to see how many participants there are in this webinar, and I'm not able to see who would be having questions or raise your hand. So I guess you're going to have to help me out here. So currently, I see 9 presenters, and I am really honored to be in on the same platform with so many distinguished speakers. I know this series have gone on at least with the University of North America for 1 week, but before that, the engineering school has been doing this for a while, and so many esteemed speakers have been on this platform, reaching out to so many students and professionals through this channel. I think this is a great example of how innovation works and how it will enrich higher education. So, should I go ahead and start with my subject today? Okay, so I'm going to share with you how higher education has evolved in the United States. Let me share my desktop. We all know that U.S. higher education has always been respected. It's regarded as one of the most advanced higher education system in the world. But we know India has a very, very established old culture So you can see from this slide, India actually had one of the oldest school in the entire world. We can definitely believe that. However, today we're talking about the university setting. So some of the older cultures like India, China, they may have had established educational system, but some may not survive the history. Some does not evolve into the universities that we recognize today. So the world's oldest university are considered the kind of university that we have today. USA, Harvard University is one of them, and it was established in 1636. And several other universities in the world had also a great history behind it. The higher education has evolved so much that it's considered part of everybody's life. It's in every single culture, it's highly regarded. However, in the recent years, higher education has faced big challenges. Not only in the US, throughout the world, it's been reflected whether it's time for higher education to make big changes. And the challenges come from all aspects. It's from government funding, more and more challenges in terms of government funding. The students have changed. The traditional type of students who graduate from high school, going to college, going to graduate school, is not as dominant as before. Now, the profile of students have changed. Some of the students like to gain some job experience, career opportunity before they pursue higher education. How does the educational system react to their needs? Also, the public confidence with higher education is eroded. People start to believe that higher education may not be the best choice for students. Higher education may be offering something that's distant from what the society needs. Some even think that higher education is portraying some kind of ideology that may not be agreeable to every different identities. And the student retention, student performance also is facing challenges. So higher education is at a crossroad, has been at a crossroad for a while. People have been thinking about what needs to be changed. And there's one major factor that makes people really consider transforming higher education. Of course, it has to do with money, right? The rising cost makes it very, very difficult, even impossible for certain people to go into college. The higher education cost has skyrocketed nearly 4 times over the 30 years. Now, most of the families in the United States even have to get into debt in order to go into college. And the amount of higher education debt is more than the combination of credit card and automobile debt. That is an alarming number. So a student needs to borrow so much money in order to get the education they want. Okay, let's see if that kind of education brings them enough return. They put in a big investment, they borrow more than their credit card, they borrow more than they have to buy a car. But what happened after graduate? Statistics shows that 40% of the college graduates cannot get the jobs that actually require college education. That means a large portion of the college graduates actually cannot find jobs that's worthy of their education investment. That's why a few months ago, Dr. David Su, who is the Chief of Staff of Jobs for the Future organization, it is a nonprofit organization that tracks job performance of college graduates. He said a few months ago, colleges need to find new ways to meet the needs of students and the economy. Otherwise, higher education institutions are going to become irrelevant. That's his warning signal to higher education, but I take it as a very good challenge and opportunity. higher education has been facing some limitations. Of course, higher education, we need to face the limit of space. In Socrates times, you have people gather around one person, listen to the professor. And then you have classroom, you have walls. But then there's technology that breaks down the wall. Now we have classrooms without wall. That breaks the limitation. Limited access. Higher education traditionally belongs to the elites. They're in the ivory tower. Only the elites can get in, and they think in a different level than the normal society. The applicability of higher education was a question. And then there is limited funding. A lot of the higher educational institutions rely on public funding. Most of the major universities are public schools or private universities that rely on donations or endowment from the public. But the funding is getting more and more difficult to get. Like you can say, the education is facing many cuts and challenges from all directions. What can we do about higher education? What can we do to provide solutions to ensure that higher education continue to serve the needs of our students, of our future? Different people have different ideas, and politicians always get involved, right? Different parties, the two parties in the United States have very different perspectives on higher education. One side would think privatization is the solution. We want to privatize all education. We want to encourage private for-profit colleges and universities, or we want to increase competition. We want colleges and universities to compete with themselves in order to provide better services. And we want to have career-based education. We want to have cost reductions so it's affordable. And we want to use technology. The other side of the alley, they want government investment. They want education to be free to everybody. Have you all heard of that in the past few years? It's very loud voice that says higher education should be free for all. And there has to be a ceiling for tuition. And low-income people should not have to pay anything to go to college. Everybody should have a chance to go to college. There should not be any admission limitations. And government should ensure that everybody gets a higher education opportunity. Okay, so we have very extreme ideas and solutions. How do we make everybody meet each other's needs? The politicians obviously haven't come to a good solution, but another factor has encouraged innovation faster than anything else. What is the factor? Coronavirus. Actually, COVID-19 has been one of the biggest forces that changed American higher education in a rapid speed. The education leader, Gady Farji, has said recently, COVID-19 has forced all of us to reimagine how we deliver education engagingly, holistic, or learning experience for our students. While it represents challenges, it's also a massive opportunity to break out of old habits and create new, impactful, relevant modes of learning that take advantage of technology in this moment. So this moment is actually a great opportunity for higher education, and it's enabled by technology. So I would like to share with you how, what kind of challenges is facing higher education in general. I think the United States faced the challenge. I'm sure colleges in India also face the same issues. And I know India has a very strong lockdown policy, but that also enables us to have this wonderful webinar. And we, because of the COVID-19, because of the lockdown, we actually are able to reach more people who wouldn't have the time to go on the webinars, to listen to all these great speakers. So with every challenges, we face it with stride and we create it into opportunity. So, of course, once COVID-19 is recognized as a world pandemic, universities have to act. On March 6th is like the turning point in the USA. University of Washington was the first US college to announce that all classes will be moved online. And very, very fast, within a few days, more than 1,000 universities and colleges throughout the United States all announced that they're going to turn all the classes online to avoid classroom setting, and they make all the students move out of the dormitory to avoid the dense population. That is a quick response, but it presents big challenges for the student. Can students adapt to the online setting? Can they perform as well as they are in the classroom? Can they get as much out of the professors and the education as if it's in the classroom? Many universities adapt to the situation by changing their grading system. Instead of the ABCD grades, many universities give all classes pass and fail grades. Pass and fail. It is less restrictive for the students. However, it also presents challenges in the future. When they apply for graduate school, would that be a problem? Would that affect their GPA? Would that make their transcript look less attractive? Those are the challenges. And dormitories. How are we going to deal with the student housing in the future? A few months ago, a lot of colleges make their students move out of their dormitories. Now the dormitories are empty. Our colleges are slowly but surely preparing for bringing their students back. How do they handle the housing situation? In a typical US dormitory room, 6 students live in one room. Some have 2, some have 4. They are in very dense situation. Are we going to ensure their safety by giving them private room? Are we going to have enough facility? Are we going to be able to maintain the same college feeling or college atmosphere if we separate them? If we don't have gatherings, if we don't have events, if we don't have athletics events, we don't have football game, we don't have basketball games. All those games have been canceled. Is that still the same college experience that we're providing the students? Do students get the same level of services when they are not on campus? How do we provide the same level of services to our students to ensure their success and to ensure that they experience the same college experience? How do we do that? This is a big challenge for all the universities. But some of the universities have prepared this well. Therefore, those universities thrive in this situation. Some of the universities in the more commuter situation, like University of North America, our school is one of them. We're not in a college town. We don't have big dormitories, but our students enjoy our facility in a more widespread situation, and they have their, they can commute to the university. They don't have to face dense population. They can have more comfortable living. But anyway, some of the university in that setting may thrive in the coming months. But some of the university in the traditional format actually will face big challenges. Some of the university have already announced that they are not going to be able to survive. They're closing down their institutions entirely, or some of the university have decided they are not going to be able to offer the same level of service in fall. And this challenges are especially severe for international students. We have the audience here may be interested in going to the United States to study. You will all be international students when you come to the US. In the recent years, we all know that immigration has been a big challenge. And because of COVID-19, visa is more difficult because a lot of the embassies have even entirely shut down. And there's severe travel restrictions. And many of the international students were forced to move out their dormitories. And then they have to decide whether they stay in the US to weather the pandemic, or they have to rush home in their home country in order to ensure their safety and get to reunite with their families. If they want to do that, can they get flights to go back home? Big challenge. If they stay in the USA, will their family feel comfortable with their lives? Will they feel safe in the society? When they don't have the family support, when they have limited social network, would they be able to ensure their safety? And that is the challenge that is very important for international students to deal with. And University of North America, a university like us, we actually are extremely specialized in that. So we cater to the needs of the international student very, very well. So we ensure our student safety. We ensure that students are connected with us. We keep constant contact with them. So those are the things that we have to provide to especially the international students. And then there's always job and money. Many of the students face job loss. And actually 70% of the summer internship have been rescinded, means they're canceled in this summer. This summer, many organizations canceled their summer internship. So a lot of students lose the opportunity to work and to support themselves, and they will have financial issues. How do they support their expensive higher education? Online education is the great solution that comes to the rescue. Online education is not new, has been around for a long time. At the beginning, people questioned the quality of higher online education. People questioned the quality of those institutions who offer 100% online degrees. But the pandemic enforced innovation. Now, all of the universities all offer their courses online. Some universities adapt well, some don't do as well. Students have complaints about higher online education. They said they don't get enough out of the professor, and a lot of content were not smoothly transferred online. Some of the institutions were not doing well with their online education transformation. Of course, I have to plug our university again. We have been doing online education for the past 12 years, and almost all of our students take a portion of their degrees online, and we were able to switch all the courses online very smoothly. We even enhanced our online education, so student satisfaction have been even higher. And another challenge with the pandemic is that there are less jobs, less opportunity. Even if they can find jobs, the pay is lower. This is an article just published a few days ago on June 8th on CNBC. It says, say goodbye to six-figure starting salaries. The starting salaries throughout the entire field for this cohort of college graduates is much lower than the previous years. However, there are some exceptions. Where are the bright spots? When the industry is challenged, there are always some bright spots, some silver linings that are able to shine in the difficulty. The starting salaries for some of the areas actually do very well. I guess, can you think what areas they might be? I think most of you guessed it right. Things that relate to IT and engineering. So you being an engineering school, you're certainly at the right spot, and you're going to do very, very well, even in the difficult economy that we may be facing for the years to come, for at least a few years. And let's look at this list. This is just published recently, and this is based on the statistics from May 1st of last year until April 30th of this year. So it's quite recent. And the median annual base salary, the highest, is data scientist. $100,000 fresh out of the gate. A new graduate from college is averaging $100,000 for being a data scientist. And then there's software engineer, hardware engineer, data engineer, system engineer, electrical engineer. These are all IT related jobs. They're all doing well. They all have pretty high beginning salary. And then there's investment banking analyst, also on the made it to the list. So finance, accounting, and product manager, MBA perhaps, or supply chain management. These are the majors. Graduates can still make pretty good money even in this challenging world. Now I would like to just share a little information about what we've been doing at the University of North America. We started this university not wanting to be another university in the US. We want to be unique, and we were established to meet the needs of the society. We already said that there are many challenges with higher education. We saw that, and we decided we could provide a solution. So we offer applied learning curriculum. So all of our degrees are career oriented, and all of our students can get job experience while they're in school, even if they're international students. I guess we will spend more time talking about applied learning, but look at what kind of programs we offer to our students. At the beginning, we were IT focused, business focused. We have degrees, MS in IT, Master of Science in Computer Science, and we have MBA programs. And then throughout the years, we add more and more specific programs to meet the needs of the society and the technology change. You can see cybersecurity has become very, very hot in the job market and very high pay, very popular. So we added cybersecurity, Master Science in cybersecurity a few years back. And we also added big data major. Our big data started out as a specialization, now is a entire master's degree, and it has become the most popular master's program in our school, data analytics. And we have system engineering, instructional technology. As you can tell, because the whole world is turning into online education, the instructional technology and educational technology program has become extremely important and very popular. We train students, we train graduates how to offer efficient online courses and online programs. We saw the trend started, so we established the program actually 2 years back. We didn't know there would be a pandemic that changed everything, but we saw the trend of the importance of online education, and we started training people in this program. And now this program is just as timely as ever can be. And we have the accounting and finance major, and we also added some shorter program, 2-year program. We also have bachelor's program in IT and business. We also have certificate programs. So Along the way, we always add new programs that meet the society's needs. That's why our students do very, very well. After they graduate, 100% of our students, if they want to find job, they find job. So our graduate employment rate is at 100%. Even with our current student, when they are still in school, our employment rate is also very, very high. And even with international students, our in-school employment rate is very, very high. Even international students can work in our curriculum. And they can use CPT to work. I think Culver will explain more about how it works, but no matter whether you're international student or domestic student at the University of North America, you will be able to do well with your jobs. And we also spearheaded a new model in higher education that would be to make our degrees stackable. Some of the university system in the US have already also started this. A good example is the University System of Georgia. They are an IT-focused university at Georgia Tech. And they also adapt to this model. Of course, University of North America being a nimble university, we really fully embraced it. Our 2-year program, it's an occupational associate degree. If you take that 2-year program, all of the credits can be transferred into a 4-year program, a full bachelor's degree. I know in India, there are people who have bachelor's degree with 3 years. In the US, bachelor's degree typically is 4 years. People can take up to 6 years to finish their degree, but let's just say it's a 4-year program. So all of the 2-year program credits can be transferred into their 4-year. So if they get 1 degree and then they want to expand into the next degree, what happens? They don't lose time, they actually save time. So our stackable degree design makes students gain their degrees efficiently within a shorter period of time. So they can get their associate degree and their bachelor's degree within 3-4 years. And then after they get their bachelor's degree, if they decide they want a master's degree, they can transfer up to 5 courses from their bachelor's. They can overlap 5 courses between their bachelor's and their master's. 5 courses, that saved them another half a year. So our design is to make sure that we have our curriculum well connected without gaps. So students have the option of finishing 1 degree, getting into another degree, and finish within a short time. And finish the bachelor's degree, get into our master's degree, and finish within a very short time. And throughout the time, they're able to continue their career. They're able to live at their home, continue their Monday through Friday day job, and take our courses on the weekends, online, many options. Another reaction to the challenges of the education, we mentioned earlier, skill gap is a problem. That's why we redesigned the curriculum that we offer. We included industry certification within our career. So students can take their degree courses and earn and prepared for industry certification. I think one of the seminars in last week talked about how important industry certifications are. And at our university, we actually adapt to this model. So some of our degree credit courses actually prepare our students for industry certification. So as soon when they earn the credit, they can also sit for certification examinations So they would have credits as well as certification in hand. And when they have those industry certifications, the job prospect increase by many folds. So let's just use an example. MS in cybersecurity, they can take these courses, cloud and security control, system defense and network, and cybersecurity range lab, and they will be prepared for Cloud Plus, Security Plus, and CAH exam. And it's worth mentioning that the University of North America is also a Pearson VUE test center. So they can actually take our credit courses, prepare for the certification exam, and take the test examination, the certification examination right on campus, right at UONA. And the good thing is they only pay one tuition. So it's buy one, get one free. And with all these certifications, like all these famous, well-recognized certifications, the employability of the students increase tremendously. Many employers, they look for those acronyms, A+, Security Plus, Network Plus, Cloud Plus, ITIL, CEH, Splunk, CISSP. All these acronyms increase the value of students' employability. We design our curriculum to help our students get their job first, get their job fast, get their job fast. So our career first curriculum design really enables our students to work very, very well with their career. And the reason why we do this is actually research-based. Some big organizations researched employers want the students to have practical experience before they graduate. They say they are more likely to consider hiring these college graduates if they've had applied learning experience when they were at school, if they have project-based learning experience, if they have experiential education, then their prospect of being hired is much, much higher. That's why we prepare our students in that kind of curriculum. We design our curriculum that way. Applied learning. What is applied learning? We want to make sure that academic learning and the work experience are overlapped as much as possible. And challenges drive innovations. Many colleges throughout the US have been trying to innovate, have been trying to adapt to the world. Some are very, very slow, but some universities are doing something. And usually smaller universities are able to turn their ship a little faster. We believe that University of North America is one of those who can innovate much more quickly than some of the older or larger universities. And the innovations in the higher education area includes the following, and this is research done by the Chronicle of Higher Education, which is one of the most respected publication in higher education. So one of the top trend is hybrid courses. Hybrid courses meaning each course would have portion of it delivered online, portion of it delivered in class or on campus. And that's exactly what we do at the University of North America. You can tell in the public four-year university, only half of the university are able to do this, five hybrid courses. But for us, all of our courses already are in this model. And then technology that increase interactions among students that are listed on the second line here. And also only maybe half of the schools are able to do that. And we have always been embracing technology, and we encourage participation. We use synchronous and asynchronous teaching modalities to encourage student participation. And so many innovations come out of the challenges that face higher education. And technology has been the saving grace for innovation. And University of North America embraced technology very, very early on. when we started, we ensured that we're technology advanced among all the university. We don't want to say we're the most advanced, but we are very, very advanced in our technology setting. We used cloud computing even way before many major university has started the trend that adapting to cloud. We have virtual machines. Students can take our courses anywhere in the world, anytime. And our students can do their homework, get on the courses, do their assignments, submit their homework, access their student record, anytime, anywhere. We also have this advanced e-library. So we use many technologies on campus to ensure that we provide the same level of services, whether it's online or on campus. We said it earlier that one of the major challenges that faced the higher education, especially during the COVID time, is that can we provide the same level of student services to students when we offer things online? We would argue we offer even more through online. We have e-books, we have e-libraries. Students can access a vast collection of books in our e-library. Our collection is even bigger than a lot of the major universities because we have we sign up with major e-library systems. So we have many different e-library collections. Students have access to as many books as any university can offer. And we have high-speed Wi-Fi on campus. Students can enjoy access to the internet without any trouble. Our online education platforms have all of our courses accessible online. And we use synchronous modality to encourage instant interaction. So students can still face the teacher, they can still have this live discussion. And we also have asynchronous portion of the course, so they can do it anytime they want. So it's really a great combination of things that we want to ensure that we give the student the complete experience. Of course, the University of North America being a small, innovative university is not as well known as all these other major schools, but we have gained some recognition. Some organizations have started to notice us and recognize what we did and recognize the accomplishments of our faculty and our students. So we're very proud to be a strong member of the higher education institution community. University of North America is located in a strategic place in the United States. We're right outside of Washington, D.C. As you know, in the past decade, Washington, D.C. area has the highest employment rate in the entire country. Even when the U.S. was facing recessions or dot-com bubbles or financial challenges, Washington, D.C. has always been the pillar of the U.S. Job market. The economy has been doing wonderful. IT development is moving extremely fast. You've heard recently Amazon has decided to move their headquarters. They established a second headquarters in Northern Virginia. And you all know that Northern Virginia now is considered as the Silicon Valley on the East Coast of the United States. And we're right there. We're right where technology is booming in the US. And we're very fortunate that our students do well in the field. And we're very happy that because of our location, we're able to form these relationships with major employers so we can introduce them on campus. We can invite them to come on campus to speak. We have job fairs. And in the last week and this week, you will see we incorporate major companies executives to give lectures to our students and also participate in webinars like this to provide their expertise to the higher education community. So our students really enjoy all the resources we're able to pull in as a university. University of North America has gained the accreditation and recognition from all necessary organizations and regulators, Department of Education, also SARA, which is an organization that regulates online education. So we got their approval. All of our online credits are recognized throughout the US. So our credit, the credit that students earn from the University of North America is recognized by the same organization as that recognize all these other major universities. So our credits are at the same level as any university in the US. Okay, and we also earned the recognition of the Veterans Affairs. So we are able to offer the veterans and US military members government funding. So we have a lot of the military and veteran students at the University of North America, together with students from the globe. Global perspective is one specialty of the University of North America. And a student can come to the University of North America and instantly have the reach to the world. They can come from Missouri, they can come from Mumbai, anywhere. Once they come to the University of America, they have the reach to the world, a global university. And we're fortunate to have a very strong leadership team within our organization. This university was founded by our CEO, Marty Martin, who had years and years of experience in advanced technology, satellite, and internet before it's actually recognized as internet. And Dr. Russell Fudiger was a brigadier general in the US military. He oversaw the entire US military, and he is our VP, and he's helping us developing this university into the higher level. And Dr. Pete West and Dr. Andrew also have years and years of experience in US higher education. So with the strong leadership of this university, we truly believe University of North America will play an important role in US higher education. Am I taking too much time already? Anyway, global university, we have a relationship with many parts of the world, and of course, we went to India many times. We really enjoy the relationship with India, and we offer top quality education. And we emphasize this entire relationship with the student, whether it's their academic, their living assistance, their immigration issues. And the most important part is we want to ensure that we offer quality at a tremendous value. Our tuition is the lowest among universities, and we want to make sure that students can afford our education. So prepare today's young people for a world of constant uncertainty. I mean, that rings true. It's very important, and it's within our curriculum design, and we want to ensure lifelong learning, critical thinking, and humanity. Education is not preparation for life. It is life itself. I want to quote John Dewey, and I want to say this is the philosophy of the University of North America, and also the goal of U.S. higher education. And I would like to thank you very much for listening to us. And we have a lot more information to offer. If you have questions for me, you can email me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And now I would like to introduce to all our next speaker, Mr.Culver Fortna. Our speaker, Mr. Culver Fortna, is an International Student Office Manager, DSO, Mr. Culver is always looking for solutions to help international students. As a native Northern Virginia, he maintains over 20 years of experience in teaching, advising, and supporting international families. He earned his MA in Contemporary Sociology from Lancaster University, England, and certification in Multicultural Education at George Mason University. He has completed trainings with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Customs and Border Protection, and Association of International Educators, and attended conferences at Virginia International Educators, American Council of Education, Center for International and Global Engagement, and Institute of International Education. At the University of North America, he helps students obtain work permits such as CPT and OPT. He also communicates regularly with the US Customs and Border Protection agencies and the United States Customs and Immigration Services. So with this brief introduction, I would now like to hand over to our speaker, Mr. Culver Fortna. So.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. President Martin, thank you very much for your presentation. You talked a lot about the challenges that are facing universities, and I wanted to present one dynamic aspect of the University of North America and what we do to help students. And my job is to help international students, but also the university helps domestic students with applied learning. So I'd like to talk a little bit about applied learning and then talk about how that relates to international students. So I'm going to share my PowerPoint now. Okay, can you see the PowerPoint?
Sir, it's not shared yet.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, so at the University of North America, we have the Applied Learning Program. And let's see, share. There we go. See it now? All right. So the Applied Learning Program, it is a program where students are taking their academic classes and they're focusing on the work in the classroom each week. And most of our classes are in the evenings or on the weekend. But at the same time, students are allowed to do internships at companies. For example, if you're an accountant and you're in accounting, and you're learning accounting at the university, you're learning classes in accounting, and then at your job, you're also working on accounting and doing projects, and you're bringing your projects from work into the classroom environment, and you're sharing things you're learning in the classroom at your job. And this link is what we call applied learning. Now, most international students, they really want work experience when they finish their studies in the USA. And there's a study by the World Education Services, and it says that 75% of international students want to study and to work in the USA. And international families, they invest so much time and money in preparing to come to the university and getting their visas that they're really looking for opportunities in America when they arrive here. So universities in the USA often build connections with employers and with companies and with the local community to help place students. And so this access to the work environment related to the program of study is what we call applied learning. So applied learning has to do with having a job and studying in the same field of study, okay? And it could be paid or unpaid, volunteering or internships. And it's very important that there's a link between what you're doing in the office and what you're doing in the classroom. And often the projects in the classroom are based on what you're doing in the office. And so there's a collaborative experience. And the collaborative experience is not only between you and the office, but also between students within the classroom. So there's a whole network of students who are meeting each other and talking about their companies and learning from one another and presenting what they're doing in the office and presenting what they're learning in the classroom together. And that's all applied learning. And often engineering students are coming to America with very, very good IT skills. Computers, technology, they know data, analytics. But what I'm finding is a lot of the students are lacking some of the important communication skills, building relationship skills. They don't understand how American companies work or cultures of different companies in America. So also like taking chances, making decisions in companies. International students are very shy and they're afraid to take chances. So working in America while they're studying is really helpful for them in building their relationships and building a network for their careers and empathizing with their co-workers and actually building leadership skills too. Now, what the University of North America offers is that we have practical training, applied learning. This is for F1 students. And the two major practical training or applied learning programs that we have is CPT, Curricular Practical Training, which is part of the university curriculum. And the other is OPT, which is Optional Practical Training. And that is usually after graduation. It goes for 12 months. But if you have a STEM degree, which is science, technology, engineering, or mathematics. So if you have a STEM degree, you could actually get 24 months of practical training after you graduate. So with 12 months and 24 months of practical training, that means you could work 3 years after your degree. And you can find this information in the Homeland Security website. This is the ICE website, Immigration and Customs Enforcement of the US government, and it has this information. And so if you're interested in CPT or OPT, these programs are applicable to you. Now my job as a designated school official is to help international students with immigration issues, understand US policy, work with immigration officials if there are complications in the visa or anything. And how we help international students is we help international students stay in status, because according to regulations, you're either in status or you're out of status. And if you're in status, it's quite easy to stay in status, and that's to register for classes, attend your classes, and pass your classes. It's 3 easy steps. As long as you're registering, attending your classes, and passing your classes, you're fine. You're maintaining status. You can stay in the USA as an F1 student, as an F1 visa holder. However, if you do not follow the rules of your visa, if you do not follow the student rules and you're not attending classes, you're not registering, or you're in the mountains, you're traveling, you're going to nightclubs, these things, they will lead you to fall out of status. So you don't want to be falling out of status, you want to stay in status, and the international office is there to help you with that. This applied learning and how it relates to international students. My name's Culver Fortna. This is my email, culver.fortna@uona.edu. Thank you. I'm very honored to be here.
Yes,
are there
sir.
any questions?
So we'll just take it after Kirit sir is done talking. Hello, am I audible?
Kirit?
Yeah, so I would quickly just give an introduction of our next speaker, Mr. Kirit Udeshi, sir. He is an experienced vice president of business development with a demonstrated history of working in the staffing and the recruiting industry. He is a strong business development professional skilled in IT strategy, data warehousing, data center management, and project portfolio management. So now I would like to hand over to our next speaker, that is Mr. Kirit Udeshi, sir.
Oh, hi, good morning, and thank you, Ms. Martin, and thank you, Culver, for a wonderful information. I know that we are running over on the timeline, but let me explain to you that we are here, and I've been answering some of the questions online also that students and other people have been asking about various different things. So what I'll do, I'll try to answer many of the questions you guys have. As Jill Martin mentioned, we are offering lots of classes where students can also do the certification testing and get the industry recognized certifications along with their education. In addition to that, we are in a process of offering some of the standalone certification classes and hopefully near future. Second thing is another question being asked is like regarding the career services. We normally have job fair almost every quarter. Many industry companies do come to our site and they like to hire our students. And one of the question I just answered is like, how many students get the job after studying over here? Almost everyone who's looking for the job has found the job. As Culver mentioned earlier, while the students are studying, they have an opportunity to get their hands-on experience using CPT, which is authorized by US government to our university to issue to our students if they want to apply for that. And that's a full-time work permit. And after graduation, they qualify for another work permit called OPT, which is also full-time. And that is for initially for 1 year. And if you do the study in a STEM program, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, then you get additional 2 years of extension. So after study, if you did in STEM, which is computer science, computer IT, data analytics, cybersecurity, cloud computing, many of this kind of highly demanding field, if you're doing that one, then you can get the 3 years of work permit after you graduate. So that's the beauty of it. Another thing is like many times if the student has missed a job fair or in between the job fair, he's on OPT and looking for the job, he comes and approaches me or Culver. We try to get them connected to many different companies who come to our job fair so they can find the opportunity they are looking for it. So we do that one also very effectively. We have lots of success ratio in that, and we're doing that. Now, some of the other question is like, what is the impact of COVID-19 on international migration? Of course, right now the kind of consulates in India are closed, but hopefully in near future they will be opening it. And once they open it, we anticipating lots of students will be coming to study in the United States. Another question is there a limit on number of visas issued? That's not our question. It's a consulate. Many of our students do get the visa. They've come here and they don't have any issue with that. So that much I can tell you. GMAT and GRE is optional as far as we are concerned, because in the past we have very good experience with the students from India, and that's the reason we have those are optional. You are not required to give those tests. Same thing with IELTS and TOEFL. We encourage many students to give IELTS or TOEFL, but it's not required. Once you get the admission, once you come here, we'll give you a minor test here. If you pass it, you will directly join your program. Else you will go through English as a second language program. For will admissions affect for 2021? We don't anticipate that, because I think the things are opening up now. Yes, COVID is impacting worldwide, but at the same time, I think we all will have to start building immunity in our body, start building antibody in our body, and that's how I see. And hopefully by year end there will be vaccines, so people can start taking the vaccines, and they will be able to benefit from there. So we don't see too much of an impact. As Ms. Martin mentioned earlier, we also have US veterans studying at our college. So government has also authorized them to study at our, we are approved, one of the approved universities. So those are also studying. So we have international student body as well as the domestic student body. So that's why we don't see too much of an impact in next year. This were some of the questions I was able to answer it. We are, as Jill Martin mentioned, we are in nation's capital in we are in metropolitan Washington, D.C. We are in Northern Virginia. You all must be aware of Amazon. Amazon is chosen to world's second world headquarters in about half an hour driving distance from our college. So we are in a very prominent area. We are very student centric. We want to help our students succeed in their life, and we want to make a difference in their life. And that is what we are focusing primarily. So I think those are some of the things I can share. I think we are well over the time. So I'll open it up for the question answer. So Swetambareji, you take it over. Any other question you guys have, ask us and I'll be glad to answer, or Culver will be glad to answer. And if Jill ma'am is there, she can answer. So we all are available to answer any questions. Go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. So just a second. Yeah. So there was this question that can you please comment about engineering education in USA?
Definitely. We are primarily computer science, IT, and MBA education university. We have excellent program. What our management as well as our advisory board that we work with have recommended that we want to offer the programs, they are widely in demand. So like as an example, if you offer something in civil engineering or something like that, and if there are not that many job opportunities, then students don't benefit. So what our focus has been, where the maximum number of jobs are, where the maximum number of opportunities are, and as we have a very diverse and wide international student body, we wanted to make sure that when they complete their education, they have a good work experience awaiting for them, and they can apply the job and they can get the job using the OPT. So that is the reason all the programs have been some of the most popular programs, not only in our country, but any students who wants to study and go back to their country can also do that. So that's another thing. And one thing everybody's asking me my contact details. So let me go ahead and I'll bring up that slide. So I'm hoping you guys can see it. This is my contact detail. Anybody wants to write to me, they can write to me. They can WhatsApp me on my direct number, and that is fine. So that is my contact detail. Any other question?
Yes, sir. So there is one more question. Will there be great demand and more salary for digital marketing after post-COVID?
In past, we have realized when we have talked to multiple employers and we have talked to a number of companies, there is a great demand in cybersecurity, data analytics, and cloud computing. Those are the three fields where we see the most demand happening going forward. Digital marketing is there, but I think these other three fields have more demand going forward than otherwise.
Yeah, just a second.
You want to add on anything on that one?
No, I mean, we try to, help students, and we try to get into the really innovative type technologies. So we're trying to combine work experience and connections with companies, and also help students with their work in class. So pull it all together.
Jill, do you want to say something on that? You're on mute.
I definitely think digital marketing is the trend. It's in the past decade, the popularity has gained tremendously. After COVID-19, everybody spent so much time online. I think the trend will stay.
Excellent. Shwetambariji, any other question?
Yes, sir. So there's another question. What all scholarships are available with the University of North America, and what are the requirements for those scholarships?
Jill?
We offer scholarships for many different categories. So if you meet one of the categories, you will be able to get our scholarship. But for international students, most of our scholarship are in the work on campus area. So if you have good performance or high GPA or strong career background, you can come and join us, work with us on staff. So we actually have about 10 students working with us regularly. And then we also encourage more students to participate in the on-campus employment. And that way they get paid and they also get job experience in part of a scholarship.
Let me also add one more thing, Shwetambariji, in that, and Jill Martin had mentioned briefly in her presentation, we are one of the lowest in the area for the cost of the education. You will check, if you check the other neighborhood kind of colleges or universities, their fees are literally 30 to 50% more than us. So what Ms. Martin and Martin and our management has decided to make the education very affordable for all the local as well as international students. Yeah. Now, you tell me, if we start increasing our fees from $21,060 in our current whole master's program to $30,000 and then offer $5,000 scholarship, is that better? Or you upfront we decide to keep the fees low? So I think the management has decided to keep the fee extremely reasonable, so that way students don't have to worry too much for that.
Yeah, that is true, sir. But then still there are many students who will be still interested in knowing if there are any other scholarship apart from this. That's the reason why I put up that question.
Sure, definitely.
And don't forget, students have the opportunity to use CPT to work full time outside of campus too. And that is an opportunity you cannot get from most of the other universities as an international students. So scholarship is, I would say, students don't have to worry about that. You'll be able to support your education.
Yeah.
And another thing that Culver mentioned earlier, our CPT program, Culver, students can get the full-time authorization to work, right, while they're studying. They don't have to get the part-time. Am I correct?
Yeah, they can work full-time or part-time. That's true. Yes.
So with that, how can you beat that?
Yeah. Okay, I'll take a few more questions, sir. Are there any internships at the part of this master's program? I mean, do you all provide any internships during the master's program?
Yes, as Culver mentioned, as Jill mentioned, while you are studying, there is a program called CPT. And I encourage all the students to go and Google what is CPT and what is OPT. CPT stands for Curricular Practical Training, which is the official work permit you get issued by universities, but authorized by US government. Am I right, Culver?
That's correct.
Me if So while you're studying, you get official permit to go and work as an intern at any place which supports your education.
And we have companies that have a agreement with us. So we have companies have a cooperative agreement with us so that we can help link students with certain companies and jobs.
Okay. And after you graduate, as I mentioned, in the OPT program, you initially get 1 year work permit. And if you're in STEM program, you get another 2 year work permit. Yeah. And we conduct this job fair almost every quarter on our campus. Only reason last quarter we didn't do it is because of the COVID. And again, we have another virtual job fair coming up in beginning of August. So, and Jill, what is our, maybe you can answer that, the number of students getting a placement. If I remember in one of your slides, can you mention
100%.
Yeah,
I do that data. It's 100%.
So the reason I want to emphasize that is like, as you asked about different majors and all that, our whole focus, the university focus has been on the majors where students will have a good success ratio in their practical life. So if we teach you something and if there is no job, then there's no value of that education. So Jill and Marty, when they started the college, had that focus in their mind, and they have excellent education kind of industry background. So when this one was started, it was started with the focus that whenever anybody gets any education, how can they succeed in the life afterwards? So that's why this the work permit they get, and with the use of the work permit, international students can also find a job, and that is what we look for as our success. The student should be able to successfully transition from academics to the real life and be successful in that.
Well, I think we've covered almost everything, and all the doubts must have been cleared for all the students who have been posting the questions. So with this, I would like to thank all our speakers.
Couple of questions I saw earlier is like how to increase the chances to get admission. First, get the good grades. That's very, very important. Okay. Second thing is like if you have also some good experience or some projects that you can list as an additional activities or achievements in your application, that also helps. Third thing is like earlier somebody mentioned like when can they apply for it? We have a rolling admission. What that means that in a year we have 4 semesters, 4 quarters. We can give you admission in any quarter, doesn't matter. That's what is called rolling admission. And you can start at any semester and you can end at any semester. So in other words, I can start in July and 18 months later I can complete it. And that's how the master's program works. Second thing is like, Jill, anything you can add on the admission side? Because lots of kids were asking about the admissions. You or Culver want to chime in.
Well, the simple answer is go online now and fill out the application form. Then we'll help you. We'll hold your hands throughout the process. You just have to go online, go to our website. There's a link that says interest in more information or apply now. Just click on that button. That's all you have to do. That's it.
And another thing is like if anybody forgets about the website, my email ID, Jill's email ID, Culver's email ID, doesn't matter. They all know Shwetambari ji and they all know Nilakshi.
There you go.
Just approach them. They have our email ID. They have our WhatsApp number. They have our contact detail. They'll get you connected to us. And many students apply on their own. Oh, another question was like, do we need to go through agent? No, you don't. You can apply directly and we can give you. Our per semester master's degree program fees is only 3,510 for 3 months curriculum. There are 2 subjects per quarter. You can take 50% online, 50% classroom, or you can take both in classroom. You cannot take both online. That's a US government requirement that maximum you can take 50% online. Culver, correct me if I'm wrong, if that's a regulation, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Except for a summer term.
Exactly.
Well, you can take 1 term off. Yeah,
exactly.
After 3 consecutive quarters. Yeah.
Another question was, can I collaborate?
Also, can I interrupt? I would like to remind our students in India, you don't really need to come to the US to take a degree from University of North America. You can stay in your comfortable home in India, take the degree fully online, or you can take 50% of the courses at your house and then later come to the US for maybe half a year to 1 year to finish it off. If you come for 1 year, you finish our degree, then you can enjoy OPT. So I think there are many, many options, good options for students to enjoy our education and save money at the same time. So let's talk about that. And just please give us your contact information, contact Kirit, Culver, or myself, or our partner school. We have a steady relationship with the school. So just let us know your intent, what you're interested in. We'll definitely help you out.
Shwetambari, you take it over now. We have tried to do everything and you tell us how we can help.
I will take one more question because I feel this can be really good to know for the attendees. It says, what are the employment opportunities for the PG courses, that is postgraduate courses in cybersecurity available and in which university?
cybersecurity is a great in demand. There are, I think, close to 100,000 plus vacant jobs in the United States. That's one of the report I had recently seen it. Doesn't matter where you study, cybersecurity is amazingly demanding field. Data analytics, cybersecurity, cloud computing, one of the top 3 majors. And we have lots and lots of students studying in these programs. And we have a lot of Indian students studying at our college. So that was another question I asked, like, can I meet with some of the students from my country? Yes, you can. You can stay with them. You can study with them. You can be group partners. Lots of things we can help you facilitate. There's no question about it.
Yeah, another thing with cybersecurity is a lot of international students are concerned about getting clearance and worried they need clearance for these jobs. But in truth, a lot of private companies need cybersecurity people. And so it's not only solely government, and it's open to international people. You can do cybersecurity and find jobs in US.
Yes, the private sector is larger, much larger than the public sector. So the job demand is huge.
Well, with that, I have ended all the questions from the participants. So now I would like to thank all the speakers for giving us the information about University of North America and how they can come and apply with you. That can be directly, they don't need to have any agents that they have to look forward for. And I think that's all I would like to say. So for all 3 of you, there's a small token of appreciation from Shahananka Kachi Engineering College. So I request you
Thank
to
you.
all please accept it.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you.
For the participants, we have posted the feedback link in the chat box. Kindly access it, and we will be mailing you the links for all the feedback, all the sessions that we have conducted to date in your mails. By now, you must have already got it. So have a good evening and thank you.
Thank you all for participating in this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, lovely speakers. Thank you. And we keep any single query from the student. Kirit sir will be bothering you especially.
Anytime. We love to help your students. And I know you all have an excellent student body. So we love to help them study in our university.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So the schedule for tomorrow is displayed. I'll see you tomorrow in tomorrow's webinar. Thank you.